President Trump is celebrating his 80th birthday. To mark the occasion, the storied South Lawn at the White House has been transformed into a mega cage fight where the U.S. president will watch combatants throw punches at each other. The UFC bout will take place as Trump looks to end a costly war with Iran. The signing of the deal is perhaps the biggest birthday gift the U.S. president is expecting. President Trump says the MOU with Iran will be signed today. According to Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, both sides will sign the documents electronically. But there has been no formal word from Iran. According to reports published in Iranian media, the country's top leadership has yet to announce its final decision on the MOU. Iran's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ismail Baghei says the date of the signing has yet to be determined, but added that it will not be Sunday. Meanwhile, resentment is growing inside Iran. People took to the streets to protest the proposed agreement and chanted slogans criticizing Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi and Chief Negotiator Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf. The fine print of the deal is not publicly available yet, but Israel's war in Lebanon, the fate of Iran's nuclear stockpile and the administration of the Strait of Hormuz remain major sticking points. In a post on Truth Social, the President of the United States said the Strait will be opened after the deal is signed. Iran's Foreign Minister Araghchi said the administration of the Strait would no longer be the same as before. The American president said the U.S. would go into Iran, retrieve Iran's nuclear material, and dilute it in Iran or the United States. However, Araghchi contradicted that statement by Trump and said the only option is to downgrade nuclear material inside Iran. The third major roadblock is Israel's war in Lebanon. Peace on the Lebanese front is one of Iran's key demands for a deal with the United States. But there has been no such commitment from Washington, with the Iranian Foreign Ministry accusing Israel of attempting to sabotage the deal. Earlier, we had spoken to Mr. Chris Doyle. He's the Director of Council for Arab-British Understanding and its current lead spokesperson, and this is what he told us.
Well, there's a lot of noise about this. There will be those within Iran who, don't particularly like the deal, who may be spoilers, and it would also be there to try to demonstrate that, this is not a slam dunk. The Iranians do not want to look desperate. They don't want to look as if they're about to cave into US pressure. So I think this is all the noise that is typical in the run-up to a ceasefire deal in such a bitter conflict where there is no trust. As I said, I think we are getting there. That final little bit over the line will take a while, but I think in the next day or so we will get that signature, electronic or otherwise. Well, the fact they're not saying anything doesn't mean they're not doing something in private, and what they are messaging the Israeli leadership. It may well require the president, as I said, to really read the riot act to Prime Minister Netanyahu, to remind him of how much support the United States gives the state of Israel every year, diplomatically, economically, militarily, and that the overwhelming necessity right now is to get a deal with Iran. It won't mean that there aren't going to be tensions between Israel and Hezbollah that could spill out. They have to be guarded against. And of course, we're going to have to get to some political solution for the situation in Lebanon. That's absolutely true. We cannot have a situation in which there are, there's fighting across that border, rockets going across it, Israeli fighter jets flying over most of Lebanon.